Yo, what's good? Welcome to my round 18 review. Elephant in the room. Well, it's not that big of a deal, but I did not make a video last week with my final trades and captain picks. That was because I did a little community post instead. We made no trades. I was saving them for this week to make some moves this week. I don't know if those moves that I wanted to make are going to work out. But I didn't make a video last weekend, and it may be the same this week if I decide I want to go solo again. But I'm thinking where the trajectory we're going on this round score, potentially some moves are going to need to be made. So we've got a round score of 2,343, and that could have been much worse. We went down 692 in the rankings, down out of the top 2K, which still by all means is not bad, but I wanted to continue my climb even further because we were going home strong. I wanted to continue that, but this week nothing really good happened to me, and we're about to find out why. So I didn't make any trades whatsoever. Let's go in, and this is our savior right here, Nasiah Wangini Malira with a captain of 154. Really saved our week because without that, and say I had a captain score from the same last week, the week prior to this last week, Butters 100. I would have been cooked, bro. I would have gotten a round score of like 2,200 and then potentially lost my league matchups. But Nasiah saved us. I knew he was going to go get big against Port. No one was going to play on him. Wilkie went even massive, like just out of the stratosphere, massive, more than I thought Wilkie could score, which is disappointing because I had the opportunity to pick him up for a great price earlier in the season. But is what it is. 154 is, yeah, a brilliant captain score, and I'm happy with my captain scores for the year, and it's put us in a position to strike at the top level, which is excellent. Holmes 112, ultra consistent. He's probably going to be the top scorer for the Cats for the rest of the year, and his teammate I really want to get in this week. I want to do it. I think a lot of people are going there. My pick, I was going to have Butters and another flex spot, Smith. Now at this rate, it might be looking to get two midfielders, which is crazy. Bailey Dale, 110, actually was getting tagged by Murdoch in the forward line. He had that forward line tag, Dale and back, Murdoch in the forward line, which was really inhabiting his scoring up until around half time, where they kind of let loose a little bit, went off of him, and he came home pretty well with a 110. So happy with that, considering all things. Lockie Ash 112 was decent. I thought he could have gone a little bit bigger, considering that Whitfield was not in the team and he had a lot of work to do down back. But a 112 is still great and more than his average, so you're going to take that every day. Worrell 78. Bit disappointing with all the speculation during the week of what happened with the police and running over a pedestrian. I didn't know if he was going to play, so it was a blessing that he did play, but a 78 is not what we brought him in for, and he is losing price, so it is what it is, but nothing too overly concerned about. And Houston, an 83. When I get an 83 from Houston, I'm actually kind of happy with that. That's how bad the pick has been. Yeah, 83 is fine, especially when you compare it to what he has put up for us. We go into our midfield. We'll go to the bench first. We've got Dirksen with a 29, which is so disappointing. I needed Dirksen to earn some more cash this week so I could then move on to a Bailey Smith using Cumming and Dirksen. They both lost money with not great scores. Smith also did lose money. I don't know how much. I don't know if we can get there. That's something to potentially look at during the week, and we'll see if I make a final trades and captain video. I believe I will be, because of just the sheer fact that we need to move on Butters now. But with Dirksen 29, super disappointing. Lowest score for the whole game, did nothing. And then Anad, he scored a 70, which is decent as well. He's going to probably earn more cash than Dirksen will in about a week's time, 2 weeks' time. So really happy with that. Midfield, Dacos 121. Awesome, as usual. He's just probably been the number one midfielder from the bye onwards, I think. There's not a lot that have averaged a lot better than he has. He had a little patch where he was getting the touch on the ball, but he wasn't kicking efficiently, wasn't getting contested possessions, so it was a bit sketchy at one stage, but he's come good for sure, and you could have got him for an absolute steal of a price for some stage. And then Butters, who is going to be moved on. Unfortunately, he probably played his last game for Port, as unfortunate that is. He has a high-grade syndesmosis. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but that's what he's got. It's a one where your ankle turns the wrong way, and he is having to get surgery. They are thinking optimistically that he could potentially play like one more game for the rest of the season, but I just don't think it's even worth it. I know Port want to get everything they can out of him before he leaves, but it's just, yeah, what's the point at this point? It would be just a farewell game to Butters, but it's not the end of his career. I don't think a farewell game is needed. Just move on. See you later. Thanks for your service, pretty much, is my opinion. But it is unfortunate, and that's not the way I wanted him to go out. And it is also going to be a forced trade because it's a minimum of 4 weeks at least. And it's probably going to be longer just naturally on that mechanism of an injury. And needing surgery, coming back in 4 weeks would be crazy. So it's see you later, Butters, unfortunately. Bont, 152, pretty big. He's been a bit of a roller coaster, the Bont, actually. He's usually pretty ultra consistent, but he has had some really big scores and then also some really, really low scores. I think that with Bont, he doesn't need to touch a lot of the ball. A lot of his touches are contested and or just super efficient and result in scores. So he always scores well when he has a big influence on the game, which he did this weekend. Clayton Oliver, absolutely lovely, brilliant, 127. I'm going to say it. I think he is an All-Australian. His form this year has been brilliant. Probably one of my most consistent Supercoach players for the pick, and how much we paid for him. And I look like an absolute genius with my little video I made at the start of the year of why you should pick him up. Although the back end of the year, I do believe the matchup is getting a little bit harder for GWS. I'm not 100% on that, but I think it does get harder from here, even though we do have Essendon coming up. Luke Davies-Uniacke, 83. I think he got some attention put into him, which resulted in a lower score. But it's fine. We got him as a bargain price to give us some scores during the bars, so it's okay. I'm happy with that. Well, I'm not happy, but I'm going to take it. And same with Callahan, same reason. I also think he had some attention put into him. There was lots of tagging on players in my teams this round. Zach Merritt, absolute mare, was nowhere near it, had no influence in the game, was just awful. 49 is the worst score I've seen from Merritt in a long time, when you're not counting injury games. Yeah, 49 is just crazy bad. But I think he'll come good. I think it's just a mulligan once-off sort of thing, and you can just put it aside. Then we introduced Schomburg as our captain for Nasai's score, and then on the bench we had a Matt Rao with a 93. Funnily enough, is the best of all 3 Suns I have, and one of my things that I'm taking into this end of this year is how bad the Suns are as an organization. Anderson was awful. Petrarca was awful. Tuke Miller was not great, and Rao was, I think, the second highest score other than Ned Moyle, who was their ruck, with a 93. So they are just having an absolutely crap year. The list they have, they cannot consistently continue putting up performances like they do. It's just, awful to watch and awful to own 3 of them. Because 1 week, one of them's going to give you a 60, which has been a consistent trend for a while. But Matt Rao, 93, really, you're not going to complain about that because it is bang on his average, and that's what we brought him in, knowing he's averaging. So fine with that. Petrarca, on the other hand, has had an absolute, just down. And Tuke Miller's also been really disappointing. I thought he would be my consistent pick in the forward line when we have no other options. Not the case. He's been crap since I brought him in. But Rao, he will be swapping back onto the field. He will not be getting the captain. Don't you worry about that. And then Eisen on the field. A 61 is pretty decent. You're going to take that every day of the week. Hugo did not play, was managed. I don't know if that means he was dropped or that he's just having a week off because of how young he is and how he came through the mid-season and all that sort of thing. Not sure on that. So keep an eye on that one, but it might be, if he's just dropped, it could be time to move on if you need the cash. Gone. Absolute monster. He's really expensive right now. I didn't know he would be that expensive, but he's due to come down eventually. A 116 is a little bit lower than his recent scores, but still fine. And Jackson 92 is fine as well. Didn't have that much influence in the game against Grundy. I did think Grundy scored better, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Just speculation, I thought, by watching the game. Didn't have as much influence as he usually does against the where he just absolutely feasts on the lower level rucks. Sheezel 107. He's come back down to normal scoring, the 107, which is still great, and that is an absolute ridiculous price for Sheezel, almost in that 700,000 region. Yeah, that's he's had a brilliant year, to be honest, scoring wise in Supercoach, and I think you're absolutely a buffoon if you don't have him. Horny Man 91 is still good considering the game. I think that he could have had a bit more impact on the game. He didn't have a lot of impact until he got put forward because Port had no other options when Georgiades got knocked out. So he was wrestling forward a lot, which meant scoring opportunities really dried up. But he also still got there, just being so potent at the forward line, kicking like an absolute arrow on both sides of the ground. And now he is serving a 1-game suspension that Port Adelaide have accepted. So he will not be playing this week. Which means I might have to work out a few tinkering things because I don't have a lot of forward backup except McKenna, which is probably you're going to get that score. Who are Brisbane versing West Coast? You know what? McKenna could score higher than that, even though the matchup was pretty easy. Potential to score a little bit higher than that. Durham has been a great pick. He was top scorer for Essendon, which is saying a lot because they looked awful. A 106, I think he's found his spot, to be honest. And if you didn't jump on him, this is your absolute last week because I think he's going to be consistently putting scores like this. And all your other forward options are just hopeless, in my personal opinion. Pickett, 93. He's come good of recent times. A 93 is something that you would take when our forwards are giving us scores of 55 and 72. So 93 you take. I've already explained Petrarca and Miller. I'm not going to go into further details of them, but just really annoying and disappointing. McKenna, 67. Yeah, mentioned that as well. That's fine. Probably could trade him, to be honest, to get where I need to get this week with the Butters and all that sort of stuff. And then Cumming 59 is just not what I wanted. I wanted another higher score from him so we could finally move him on at an even price. But I think if you are going to move him on today, this week is the week because he is now starting to lose cash. So that's where we're at. Really disappointing week. I don't know what I'm going to call the title. We don't have a lot of money to play with, but we still have 6 trades, which I know a lot of people have none, which you're really in the hole if you've got no trades left. This is why I save trades because of blokes like Butters, and I know there's more to come. Who knows? Maybe even Nick Dacos could go down, and then that would ruin a lot of seasons, but there is still potential for carnage, and that's why I keep a little bit up my sleeve, but I am needing to fill one more spot at least. Houston, I just so want him out of my side. Not feasible at this rate because of the injuries we're going to see, and I want to have a little bit of that, what do I call it, bank, just a little bit of trades if it comes a really bad week in the future. So potentially watch out for my next video. If I make trades, it probably am going to make a trade, so I probably will make the video. It's going to be popped up at about Thursday. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. It was a disappointing week, but we're looking to still continue to grow from where we are with these moves, really critical moves we're making this week to kind of finish our team. With only two trades to go, so keep an eye on everything. I will catch you all on the Thursday video, and I appreciate everyone's support as usual. Peace out, y'all.